Welcome to the University of Tampa as we are getting underway for the regional final. You have Barry coming in, getting hot late here in the regional, winning out. So they have set their stage. They have to win or they go home. They're also going to face Tampa University, who has won their first game. So they have a potential for game two later today if Barry wins. Usually I have Taylor here with me. He's running a little bit late as we moved the start time from, I believe it was 2 o'clock up to 11. There's weather in the area later today. Let's hopefully we get these games in. Game two if necessary. Hopefully we can get that in today. Give Mother's Day weekend a little celebration or, maybe a little blues depending on what side you're on. Going to lead off today for University of Tampa, the away team, even though they're here at home. Leadoff batter will be Lily Keister, who's playing center field. We have Alex Martin in the circle for the Bucks. First pitch of the game is going to be a ball outside. The Bucks yesterday, real scrappy team, really just hanging in there, giving a couple of knockout blows when needed. As pitch number 2 is going to be strike on the outside corner. Lily Keister seems to be the game plan for the Bucks. And Nova yesterday to the slap hitters, keep the ball on the outside part of the plate. Pitch number 3 going to be up. So you got 2-1 count. If you're Tampa, you want to win this game and get to celebrating with your mom. If you're Barry, you want to go to game 2. The stage is set. That one's going to fall a little bit off the plate maybe. We have seen the strike zone a little squeezed on the sides this weekend, but it's been consistent all around, so that's all you can ask for. Lily Keister coming up to a 3-1 count. That one's going to be slapped right to above the netting of the UT dugout. UT is wearing the all black as usual. Bucks going with the white and red trim. We saw Alexis Martin, I believe, for one at bat yesterday in the 6 o'clock game. Another one chop foul. Rosenberger yesterday for Barry against Nova pitched a great game. Found herself in trouble in the top of the 7th. Big time pitch count for her. She's worked a lot over the weekend. Checking the wrist. Here comes the full count payoff. That's going to be a leadoff walk for Lily Keister. So I would imagine the MO will be for UT. Sacrifice. Move Lily Keister over. As you do not want both of the speed threats on base with no outs. I'm assuming they're playing for the bunt. Lays down the bunt. Good attempt. Great attempt by the bunt for a hit, but nonetheless the sacrifice comes through. Moves Lily Keister over to second base. 1 out. And here comes Alexis Russo swinging the bat good, seeing the ball good. A lot of her hits have been real hard on the numbers. Stat-wise, not as great. She's been hitting it at people, but, you can't ask for much better when you're hitting the ball hard. It just eventually comes through, kind of like hockey. You start throwing pucks at the net, they go in. Falls a little down. Spartans going with the MO lineup as usual. One's fouled straight back. Gonna have a 1-1 count to Russo here. Going to be kind of interesting to see how aggressive Coach Canner will be early in this game, as she does have the flexibility of going to a game 2 if necessary. But does she want to just jump on the board and full send it as Russo takes a big cut, ball up in the zone near the hands. Good challenge pick by Martin right there. Going to have a 1-2 count with 1 out. Lily Keister's on second. Pop straight up. Ball should be in play. Going to be a pop out right to the catcher, foul out. So they're going to have 2 outs. That's going to bring Mariah Galehouse, the UT Hall of Famer. I would presume, I would believe her number would be retired. I mean, I don't make those calls, but I think she has a very strong case. Spartans lineup, you either have to pitch to Russo or you have to pitch to Galehouse. You have to pick one of them. Pitch falls outside of the plate. Little breaking ball action to start the at-bat. Definitely want to keep the ball away from the power zone of Mariah Galehouse. Nice hard liner out to the outfield. Left fielder catches it on the line. So the Spartans strand 1, Lily Keister. And that's going to bring up Barry. That's going to bring up Bunn, Manor, and Langley to start the inning for them. And we'll be back to regional final softball after this break. We are back here at University of Tampa. The Tampa, very unusual look. The away team, even though this is regional play, you're going to have Gwen McGinnis in the circle. She kind of had an unusual start to her day yesterday. Did not make it out of the first inning. As that one's going to go right down the middle. Coach Canner, I would assume, talked to her, said, hey, you're my girl. I'm going to give you the rock. You go get this game for us. Let's worry about super regionals now. I want a foul tip right in the dirt. Harper Bunn playing in the DH position, leading off for Barry. She had quite a great day yesterday. I don't have the stats in front of me. I don't know how to work the little computer. I'm sure when Taylor gets here, he'll update us on all the stats properly. If you're a Spartan fan, you definitely want to see McGinnis really get locked in here after her rough start yesterday. I'm sure she's got a little bit of a chip on the shoulder after getting pulled before the first inning. As that one floats high. We're going to have a 1-2 count. McGinnis, the strikeout, foul tip right in the catcher's mitt. So that's going to bring up the second batter, the left fielder, Becca. She made a great play in the outfield, top of the inning. She fouls that one right back into the screen. So the stage is set. Super regional ticket on the way. Barry has to win. That one floats high above the zone, so Barry has to win 2. Tampa has to win 1. Who's going to celebrate with the moms on Mother's Day? That one's a little high. 2-1 count for McGinnis. Kind of interesting to see what the aggression level by Coach Canner is. That one's fouled straight back in the screen again. Going to be a 2-2 count to Becca. I would assume it's all hands on deck for Barry. You cannot lose. No weapon will be left untouched. Dirty changeup, floats the zone outside to the batter's box. Going to bring it to a full count. Payoff pitch coming up. It's going to be popped up right there in the beginning of the grass. But McGinnis found herself into a full count and was able to get the out. That's going to bring up Sarah Langley, the right fielder. Freshman with a batting average of a .385. She made a couple of great catches yesterday in the right field. Goes after the first one, the big fastball by McGinnis, challenging her. I was going to find the corner, outside corner right there by McGinnis. McGinnis choosing to go with the gasoline, throwing some heat. Goes back with the fastball. That one just floats to zone. That one up high again around the eye level. So McGinnis finds herself into a 2-2 count. Cannot take nothing away from Barry. They are a dangerous offensive team. I was going to get in there to no man's land, fall right into the gap right there. So Barry's going to extend the inning as that one just kind of drops out there, little, sand shot from the bunker style. So that's going to bring up number 44, the first baseman, Caroline Figueroa. Big time power threat here. Luckily, the Spartans find themselves with 2 outs. I don't think McGinnis is going to back down. Definitely not after yesterday. Big time fastball in the corner. Does not get the call. I guess that one fell off the plate big time. So here comes the 1-0 offering to Figueroa here. Right there on the hands. Challengers are going to bring it to a 1-1 count. McGinnis checks the wrist. Here comes the offering. Runner takes off. That's going to be blooped over the shortstop. So we have a 0-0 game. Barry Strands 1. Coming up to the plate for the Spartans will be Kreidler, Abby Solt, and Kate DeSimone to lead it off in the top of the second. So we are back live, and Taylor has joined me in the booth. My relief, thankfully.
Yeah, give a shout out to the NCAA. Late scheduling to move the game up 3 hours early. Other games on campus were moved up early last night, but it was the right decision. There's going to be inclement weather this afternoon. The Spartans will be hoping to avoid the weather by taking a Game 1 win in the regional final. Both teams were kept off the base path to get underway. That's going to be ball 1. It's going to be Martin opening up to Kreidler. And, Martin has had an incredible regional run. A great performance against Nova Southeastern twice, once out of the bullpen. And then, actually, no, she was the opening starter. I'm trying to remember if she was the opening starter against Nova or against Spring Hill yesterday. Also had a great performance there.
I think it was Spring Hill. I believe Rosenberger pitched game 2.
Yes. Actually, no, I think it was the latter. It was Rosenberger game 1. Went 4 2/3, or went 4 1/3, got pulled because Spring Hill finally scored a run against her. Martin went the full distance, got pulled with 2 away for Rosenberger. Rosenberger drew a walk, and Martin re-entered the game as the count goes 2-1. That's going to miss outside 3-1 now. So Martin was able to take Barry to the conference, or to this conference championship, quote unquote. The teams that were first and second in conference standings in the regular season now fighting for a trip to the Super Regional. And that's going to be strike 2. Kreidler's generated over 40 walks this season for the Spartans. Would have loved to draw one in that offering, but now has a payoff pitch. No changes in terms of the starting lineup for the Spartans. They roll out the same starting 9 they did yesterday against Nova Southeastern. Foul down the line.
Kreidler.
Notably, the same pitcher as well, with Gwen McGinnis back in the circle for the Spartans. McGinnis was pulled after a third of an inning, thanks to some shaky command to start the game. The Sharks were able to get some base runners, drawing in runs on a sac fly, a walk, and a hit by pitch. But McGinnis, already with a stronger first inning here, just giving up a bloop hit. Swing and a miss. They get her first strikeout. It's Alexis Martin starting Barry off without number 1. Tampa 42-8. Barry 37-19. Tampa's taken 3 wins in a row, closing out the regular season with that win against Barry to close out the weekend triple matchup against them. 3-1 advantage to close the regular season. And since then, they've won 4-0 and 7-5 to give them the advantage for what is a quote-unquote 3-game series between the Spartans and Bucks to close out regional play. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Big time cut by Abby right there. She was sitting fastball and she pulled the string on the changeup right there.
Yeah, chased the high heat. Good job by Martin to mix up the speeds. The sophomore really shining here in the postseason. That's going to be fouled back. For Barry, they need to win 2 straight against the Spartans, which is something that has only happened a couple times all season long. And that's going to miss for ball 1. I believe that no team has actually beat Tampa twice in a row, even though there have been teams to beat them over a weekend series twice. Nova Southeastern beat them on the first game on Friday on April 4th. They lost the first game on Saturday, but won the second game on Saturday for the doubleheader. Tampa also lost the series to Florida Tech earlier in the season as the count goes 2-2. But that was also a 1-1-1 matchup where Florida Tech won first, Tampa won second, and the Panthers won third. The only time Tampa's had multiple losses in a row was from the end of the Rollins series, where Tampa won 2 out of 3 but lost game number 3 and lost the first one to Florida Tech. Hit sharply to short, throw just in time. If that was Keister or Fantone, that would have been an infield single. Stone Fulmar just got it across the diamond to beat Solt. 2 away.
Great stretch by Figueroa right there to stay with it.
Almost went away from Figueroa, but able to hold on top of it. She's had solid first base defense throughout regional play. And as a whole, the Barry team hasn't committed too many errors. They benefited from Nova Southeastern committing a few errors yesterday. That'll be strike 1. Martin finds the zone to open against DeSimone. DeSimone started out postseason play for the Spartans with a win against Spring Hill in the first ever Badgers versus Spartan matchup. Fun time to have it happen during the postseason. And she'll fall behind 0-2. So one more time, Martin to DeSimone. Lined up the middle, but that is going to be caught by Tucker in center field. Side is retired. A 1-2-3 inning for Martin. And we'll see if the Bucks offense can do stronger in the home half of the second. We'll be back with more action on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network's coverage of NCAA Regional Softball. And we're back at the Nemoli Family Stadium. Gwen McGinnis continues in the circle as Tampa tries to keep Barry off the board. 4 teams have entered. 2 teams remain in the South region. A trip to the Super Regional is on the line today. Game 6 continues. That one's blooped off of the arms of Russo. Reynolds is there to keep it from getting to the outfield, but it's a leadoff. I believe it'll be, I have to see how it's graded, a single or an error, for the Bucks. So it looks like it'll be a second hit for Barry. So they now have 2 in the ball game. Chamorro getting on board to set the table for Stone Fulmar. Drops a bunt down, picked up by McGinnis, throws on target. Yesterday, McGinnis was in a similar situation with a runner on first and no one out. The sacrifice bunt allowed the runner to reach safely.
Yeah, Tampa executed that perfectly right there.
Good defense from from Gwen McGinnis. That brings up White. White featured as the catcher to start every single game of regional play, but was replaced, I believe, in the middle of the Spring Hill matchup, with Bunn moving to the catcher position and her being replaced by a pinch hitter. I think the explanation must be there was some maybe injury that affected her for that one matchup. She was good to return later in the day, though, and there was a chance for the number 12 of Chandler Berry to convert in postseason play, and she was able to deliver. We'll see, however, if White can do something here as the count goes 1-1. Here's how Tampa's defense looks. From left to right in the infield, it's Russo, Reynolds, Yetter, and Soltz. In the outfield from left to right, it's Fantone, Keister, and Galehouse. Kreidler forms the battery. This is the starting 9 that Tampa was run pretty much exclusively for the entirety of the season. The main change being Yetter for DiMartino in the middle infield. That was a change later in the season. Popped up to center field. 2 away. Good catch by Lily Keister. Game 6 of the action for the Spartans and Bucks. And that'll bring Tucker to the plate. Given that it's regional play, Tampa flips to the away team for this matchup. The first time they actually play at the plate at the top half of the innings here at UTampa. If there is an as-needed Game 7, should Barry win and force us to play an extra 7 innings, Tampa will be back as the home team and Barry will be the visiting team. There are some advantages. Oh, no, so actually it would stay as put. Oh, so there's a coin flip to find out the home and away team. So 50% chance Tampa would stay as the visitors at the home ballpark. That's deflected down by McGinnis. Runners at the corners. Unfortunate there. Looks like it'll be an error on McGinnis. And you definitely get the idea from Gwen McGinnis. She doesn't want the ball to get to the outfield. Knocks it down with her glove. But unfortunately, it keeps it out of range of Reynolds and the rest of the Spartans' defense. Rushton now has a chance to give Barry the lead. Tampa could be trailing for the first time since their matchup against Nova Southeastern in the tournament. It could be the first time they exit the inning trailing, given that they won't have a bottom half to come back. They'll be back at the plate in the top half of the third. They don't execute a double steal as Reynolds gets in front of it. And Tucker reaches scoring position.
I was actually fixing to just announce, you got to watch that runner on first. The first pitch, real good lead, really aggressive.
Honestly, the better decision for Kreidler might have been to stay put, as that's going to be 2 strikes to Rushton. Because if you have a bad throw and Chamorro decides, okay, I'm going to go, she probably reaches safely on that play. The double steal could be very effective, especially at the collegiate level for both baseball and softball, as the count goes 2-2. Reynolds played it about as well as she could. I don't know if Chamorro would win immediately, if she would have been able to get the out at home, though. But instead, Barry just will have to settle for runners at second and third. Flipped backwards, still 2-2. McGinnis utilizing the fast pace of play the Spartans are known for. They don't waste time in the circle. They also don't wear wristbands either. A lot of other teams like to wear wristbands, I believe.
I think they used the little electronic...
That too. And that's going to be rolled foul. We have pitch comm.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's around the Tampa player's waist. I know that sometimes where players also utilize pitch comm, or if they just use standard signs. Of course, when you're using signs, that gives an advantage to the runner at second because she can look at exactly what Kreidler's showing. 2-2. Fouled away.
McGinnis is a complete turnaround from yesterday. As I was saying earlier, I think she's coming out here with a real chip on her shoulder. Coach Canner said, hey, you're my girl. I'm going to give you the rock. Go get him.
McGinnis needs one more strike to get out of the frame. Tampa's strikeout specialist is only 1 today. Chasing a second.
McGinnis has definitely gone a little more over the plate, let her defense get it. Pitching to her defense, essentially.
One more time, the 2-2. Popped up. That'll be in play for the Spartans. Reynolds tracking it down. Makes the catch. That almost slipped out of the glove, but a very routine play for the sophomore. And Gwen McGinnis leaves 2 in scoring position. We'll be back with more action at the top of the third, all tied up in the Moley Family Stadium. Exactly. A brand new inning begins. It's top of the third between the Bucks and Spartans. Welcome back to the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. We are giving you NCAA tournament softball action. Leading off for the Spartans is the freshman, Hannah Yetter. And she'll take ball 1 up high. It's been a quiet regular season for Hannah Yetter. Actually picked up her first Spartan hit in the postseason, I believe. My only question is, did they save that softball after her hit? She'll be looking to get on board here as the count goes 2-0. If I can remember correctly, I think she might have even had that hit against Nova Southeastern. And yes, she did. She had gone 1 for 3 yesterday. 1 for 2 yesterday. Two and 1, that's going to hit the corner of the plate. It's 8-9-1 due up for the Spartans. If one of them could get on board, this could turn out to be a big inning for Tampa. especially as the top of the order knows how to get on the base path.
You have the speed part of the order coming up.
Fantone scored as a runner twice yesterday. Keister scored as a runner once. An early start for the matchup today at Namole Family Stadium. 1:30 p.m. would be the Game 2 start should Barry take a Game 1 victory. And that will be ball 3. Full count now for Hannah Yetter.
A really good pitch right there. I think you go back to it, honestly.
Tailgating group is still on the roof.
They're back again.
At the West Thomas parking garage. They've brought some umbrellas. They've done so every day, I think, to deal with the heat. Now, with the inclement weather, they could be even more useful. Floater into foul left field territory. Catch made on the run. That's going to be the first out of the inning. One away, Mellor makes the play. We'll give you an update from St. Leo at the moment as they are beginning their final matchup of the elimination bracket. St. Leo takes on West Florida, and the Lions have a comfortable 7-1 lead. St. Leo, one win away from reaching regional finals against Auburn Montgomery. There's the first hit for the Spartans. Reynolds gets on board. A little blooper into left field. This is the longest someone in the circle has kept a no-hitter. Full 2 innings, but it's broken up by Lily Keister. And obviously, in tournament play, I would not expect any team to be able to go the distance with a no-no. Both these teams know how to score on offense.
Yeah, this is going to be a dogfight right here. Obviously, Barry cannot afford to lose, where Tampa has that one-game flexibility. So all hands on deck.
Strike one. A benefit for both teams is that they've also got very deep pitching staffs. Barry is going to trust in Alexis Martin for this high-leverage spot, but they've got Isabel Vera, they've got Samantha Rosenberger, they've got Haley Angelico that they could use as a Game 2 starter out of the bullpen in an emergency spot. Very reliable arms this season for the Bucks, all of them. Sub-3 ERAs, they get 1, they don't get 2. Reynolds back in time. Great catch on the line drive by Chamorro, they almost double her up.
Really great catch over there off the line. A little hot pizza coming at you.
Tampa continues at the plate in the top of the third, a 0-0 scoreline. Lauren Fantone will try to keep the offense going for the Spartans. A good catch by Chamorro puts the second out on the board for Martin. This will probably be out number 3. It is caught in shallow left field. The side is retired. Tampa gets their first hit, but they leave a base runner aboard. The Bucks due up will be 1, 2, and 3. Bunn, Mellor, and Langley, the top of the order, coming up again for Barry.
They did some damage in the sixth.
So both Tampa teams looking to take wins today. For St. Leo to force a regional final matchup on Sunday, they need to win both. Tampa only needs 1 win today to punch a ticket to super regional play. A win for the Spartans would host the super regional next week.
Or did they finish last night?
No, they didn't play. So what?
AUM still.
Barry needs to win both games,
Okay.
and if that happens, it most likely would go to St. Leo or Auburn Montgomery next weekend for super regional play.
Can they play 3 games in a day in softball? They allow it?
And that'll be ball 1 up high.
We had 3 games yesterday.
Technically,
One team.
Ball 2. Fastball missing away from McGinnis, continuing the inning. Fouled away. McGinnis and Martin have been matching each other's performances in the circle so far. Tampa bringing back the Sunshine State Conference Pitcher of the Year. She'll most likely be back for her senior year campaign as well. The junior putting up great numbers. That one is going to be foul. I was going to say, I wasn't sure if Bunn was saying, whoops, you got me out and was just strolling to first base, or if she was actually actively trying to just let that see how the foul ball ended up. Home plate umpire crew today is Eric Salgado, Tyrone Miller, and Emily Torrance. Definitely got to give those trio a shout out. And the fourth umpire that's part of this unit that isn't here for the first game, but will probably be here for the second game if needed, fouled back. These umpires have dealt with the heat today, but conditions are a lot nicer at UTampa Tampa today, albeit rain on the horizon.
Baseball softball's easier because you're not sharing the same field.
Yeah, but we share an indoor. And he's trying to say that.
Line to center field. Tracking it is Keister. Nice running catch. A player with the speed of Lily Keister can make that play pretty easily. One away to bring up Milor. You definitely prefer to be in Tampa's situation for this regional final. You've got the ability to lose a game and win. Barry, meanwhile, they need to win out, something no team has done against the Spartans this season. 2 away now, right to McGinnis. I'm pretty sure, I'll double check, when was the last time that Tampa lost 2 games to the same team in a row? I'd assume it happened probably last season, or potentially in the postseason in Super Regional play. As there's going to be strike, no ball 1 up high to Langley, who has one of the 2 hits for Barry.
Oh, you know? Really?
And taking a look, doesn't look like it happened at all last season. They did lose in the regional final to Mississippi College. The last time Tampa lost 2 in a row to a single team was against Palm Beach Atlantic back on March 2, 2023. They lost both games of a Saturday doubleheader, 3-1 and 2-1. It was a 2-1 series, though, as Tampa won on Friday night. 3-1 count now from McGinnis to Langley. Last season's postseason for the Spartans saw them lose to Mississippi College, win in the elimination bracket, and then lose to Mississippi College again. Full count to Langley. Mississippi College, meanwhile, was the first team eliminated in the St. Leo region of the bracket. West Florida could be joining them if they can't make a 6-run comeback. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss! McGinnis gets her second strikeout to complete 3 shutdown innings in the circle. We're headed to the top of the 4th. Is Martin. She'll face off against Russo, Galehouse, and Kenna Kreidler. Thank you for tuning in. The action continues from the NCAA South region. The first of potentially 2 games today in the top of the 4th. It's ball 1, missing outside.
Camera from the office and give it to her. Let her run it.
It's the South Region Final and a chance for Tampa to make it back to Super Regional play. The last time they were there was 2 seasons ago, where they lost to Nova Southeastern on a 3-game stretch. They can't get revenge on the Sharks today, however. It's Barry who was able to defeat Nova Southeastern last night. Barry took a Game 1 loss to Nova Southeastern, a 2-1 defeat. They run-ruled Spring Hill yesterday before winning a close one, 4-3. That was because the Sharks generated some offense late, and Martin was able to strand the tying run in scoring position to punch the ticket for the Bucks to the regional final. Popped up and foul. It's safe to say the playoffs for NCAA D2 sports run through Tampa. Tampa was able to not only clinch their first conference title in beach volleyball, but they also won the national title again, winning the AVCA small school crown, I believe, for at least now 3 years in a row. Russo popped up. This one won't escape the infield. Caught by Martin, one away. Tampa's the first seed for men's and women's lacrosse regional play. And in fact, there's also a lacrosse game going on right now at the DeMole Family Intramural Complex just across the street. So that's where Skippy is currently headed. The Bruce is not loose, unfortunately, so I believe Skippy will either be on the mic or helping out in the booth. One away now, base is empty for Galehouse. Also, Tampa will be the first seed in regional play for baseball as the number 2 team in the nation behind Angelo State. Tampa defeated Angelo State last season in Cary, North Carolina to win a 9th national title. Tampa would love to potentially win a quadruple across all sports, but the Spartans are going to need to stay unbeaten in the postseason for that to happen. That's an easy fly ball for Tucker. Goes deep, but not deep enough. 2 away for Kenna Kreidler. Tampa's only mustered 1 hit against Martin so far. She has done stellar against the Spartans. Trying to look if Martin actually featured last weekend against Tampa. I think she might have made a bullpen appearance. This could be one of the first time that the Spartans are taking on the sophomore this season. And yes, she actually had 3 no-hit innings against the Spartans back on May 3rd. Struck out 4 in the process. That was a 4-3 win for the Bucks. Check swing foul by Kreidler. It's the worst feeling in the world when you check swing and the ball still bounces off your bat into foul territory. That matchup that Martin threw in, she relieved Angelico after 4 innings when the Spartans were able to bring back a 4-run deficit to a 4-2 scoreline. And she closed the door the rest of the way as the count goes 1-2. Down line and foul. It was Dee Simone getting the start in the circle in that matchup, but picked up her worst outing of the season, only 2 innings and giving up 4 runs. McGinnis entered out of the bullpen and pitched to the tune of 5 shutdown innings. Throughout that weekend, McGinnis had 14 innings in the circle and didn't allow the Bucks to score once. Had a complete game shutout, 5 innings and 2 innings out of the bullpen. 2-2 now. St. Leo had lost their first game of the Saturday matchup, which meant even though Tampa had lost, they had clinched the solo conference crown after that first game on Saturday last week. 4th conference title in a row for the Spartans, the 3rd solo conference title in a row for Tampa. But it's always been the postseason that has seen another team defeat them before they've had a trip to the national championships. Payoff pitch, ball 4 for Kenna Kreidler. It was only going to be a matter of time before she drew another walk. Make it walk number 43 on the season.
Actually, Tampa number
2 outs for Abby Solt. The postseason veteran looking to get on the board here. Driven to center field. This one could get behind Tucker, and it is caught on the run. If the wall was a few feet in front, that could have made it 2-0, but Solt denied in the cavern known as Namoli Family Stadium. Tampa kept quiet across 4 innings. Heart of the order due up for Barry when we come back. The Spartans ready to continue with Gwen McGinnis in the circle. Chamorro, Stone, Fulmar, and White will be due up after this at-bat from Figueroa. A brand new inning for the Barry offense in the bottom of the 4th. And yes, Barry is the home team for this matchup. Things sometimes switch around in the tournament. If we have an if necessary Game 7, there will be a coin flip to see who the home team is. Home team, of course, gives you a slight advantage, not necessarily with the fans. Both teams showing good support here in the University of Tampa's Namoli Family Stadium. But being the home team allows you to walk things off in the bottom of the 7th and, of course, get that guaranteed 7th inning at the plate. Although, if you're the away team, you actually don't want a 7th inning at the plate. You'd rather end the game at the top of the 7th. 2-0 count now from Gwen McGinnis. She opens up against Figueroa. Bottom of the 4th. Now it's going to be in the zone, 2-1. That'll make it 2-2. Down the right field line, and that'll be out number 1. Galehouse makes the easy running catch. Galehouse, of course, known for her prowess in the circle and at the plate. Doesn't see a lot of balls hit her way, but she can play good defense, too, down in the right field corner. One away for Chamorro. Still all tied in the bottom of the 4th. The pitcher's duel between McGinnis and Martin occurring here at UTampa. And by the way, top of the 7th, St. Leo and West Florida, the Lions might punch their ticket to the regional final against Auburn Montgomery. The first game being played at 1 p.m. And they'll have to wait and see if there will be a Sunday showdown at St. Leo. It would be the 3rd game of the day for St. Leo if they won, so I imagine they won't force the Lions to play 3 on the same afternoon. There also might not be time with the weather to get that 3rd game in. We pushed up to 2 games today for the Spartans matchups. It was supposed to start at 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. Unfortunately, I missed the first inning because the NCAA committee decided to delay it in the morning instead of the evening, which is the same time the other Tampa sports matchups were pushed up, including lacrosse. But it's a great day for Spartan sports, and at the moment we've got the sun in the sky with a couple clouds. That's going to be a hit with 1 away to put a base runner on for Barry. Stone Fulmar up to the plate. Ball 1, missing down low. fouled away. Make it 1-1. Tampa wearing their classic dark uniforms today. Barry wearing light uniforms. The sun isn't going to be a huge factor. Wearing dark uniforms can be pretty conducive to heat and definitely make things a little uncomfortable on the field in terms of sweating, but it's a stronger after day to do it. That's also a reason why I'm wearing a black polo shirt in the booth. I usually try to avoid it for afternoon matchups because, once again, things can kind of get uncomfortable, and that's even with air conditioning for me, although I'm probably soft, so that makes sense. 1-1 count coming up for McGinnis. Swing and a miss. Hasn't drawn too many whiffs. Barry has utilized incredible plate discipline throughout the regional series. They notably drew 9 walks against Spring Hill. Rika Hinton had 7 walks in just 2 innings in the circle. And that was the reason that Spring Hill lost. It wasn't because they were giving up too many hard-hit softballs. They just kept giving them base runners. And eventually they were going to score.
Oh, it's 1-2 on the count.
Ball 1 missing up high. 1-2.
It's us, that's it.
Hit foul, and that'll make it 2-2 still. There were some festivities on campus yesterday with graduation going on around the same time as some of the softball matchups. So I do hope that the visiting fans didn't struggle to find parking spots at the West Garage or some of the other places on campus. The tricky thing is, of course, is that the same building that hosts graduation is the same building that's right across the street of the softball field. And that's going to be fouled away. Stone Fulmar kept up with a changeup that would have landed for strike 3. And by right across the street, I mean literally right behind the softball field. The Bob Martinez Athletic Center is a huge building on campus. It also includes some classrooms on the other side of the building. I believe that's where ROTC is. That catch is made by Lauren Fantone, 2 away. So that is going to bring up White to the plate. Sorry, is it White's? Yes, it is. It was going to be White due up. They're going to bring the freshman back off the bench in Chandler Berry. They also have a pinch runner in Jaden Rogers. Berry trying to use some more consistent bats to get on the board. McGinnis getting that early out, and then that second out is very useful. It'll be up to Berry to keep the inning going, and she'll take strike 1. Their base runner, Rogers, will be running on anything. Swing and a miss, 0-2. You'd imagine the Bucks would make defensive substitutions on defense once the new inning begins. They could keep Berry at the designated player position and Bunn move to catcher. That'll be popped behind for strike 2. Strike 2, part 2, if you will.
Well, it'll be afterwards, so.
Chandler Berry has gone on base with 6 hits and 9 free passes as the count goes 1-2. 4 hit by pitches and 5 walks. That's given her a .484 on base percentage to potentially set the table for Maya Tucker.
Oh, okay.
Now the 1-2 from McGinnis.
Okay.
Strike 3. The drop third strike is thrown to first. Interesting on how close that was to the inside part of the plate. Berry kept scoreless in the bottom of the 4th, right into the top of the 5th, all tied up at the Namoli Family Stadium, 0-0. Back in the circle is Martin. It'll be DeSimone, Yetter, and Reynolds due up for you, Tampa. Tampa's going to be looking for a base hit. Against the Spartans this season, Martin has pitched 7 shutout innings. 1 hit allowed in that entire span, and it came from Reynolds, who is going to be 4th at the plate in the inning. That's going to be inside the zone, strike 1. DeSimone had a line out to center field in her first at-bat. That is inside for strike 2.
He's calling that. He's calling it all game. Sometimes.
And did that hit her? They're going to say it was foul. Unlucky for DeSimone, could have taken the free base. But she'll still be behind 0-2.
I've done the ground right there. Rolling. Yeah.
Hit to left field. That's going high, but not super deep. Caught by Milor. 1 away now. I wonder if the Clouds are going to make it a little bit trickier to track the softball in the air. We've seen some teams struggle with corralling fly balls. Here comes Hannah Yetter with 1 away.
SIDs talked about the stat program change for next year.
My city actually mentions that. Is it crazy?
Yeah, well, they're just doing away with, like, this one will still be there for us still, but the reports are really bad. The old stat crew, which is still MS DOS based,
That is going to be a swing and a miss, 0-1.
but I've been testing out this stat input is what it's called through Stat Broadcast, our live stat provider. This is what the pregame report does. It puts in the stats and everything, and it has full names on the live stats, which I actually like it. It's
0-1 on the way.
different. And, like, I tried it with
Inside, that's going to be strike 2.
then I was able to, last 2 games I did it, I was able to get through it and did it fine. So, it's promising. The only thing is you gotta have a partnership with Stat Broadcast, which our conference has. I don't know if your conference uses it. They use
Outside, 1-2. Good take.
live stats look like this.
And Yetter staying alive in the battle.
Sidearm.
Okay, so it would be a little different. Although they can probably push the sidearm as well.
That's going to miss 2-2.
It's, we do our career records through there. So we generate like all-time leaders and career stats for the players, and so we got to figure out a way to redo our record books. With
2-2 to Yetter. Hit down the line and foul out of reach of Figueroa.
the NCAA, they partnered with that Genius Sports, the gambling. Basically, they sell the data to the betting sites, and they do stats. They're in England, the company, and they have stats for soccer, basketball, and volleyball. But they don't baseball, softball. Like they're trying to. It's English people and the developers that are in like that area.
This will be pitch number 66, I believe, from Martin. And it's ball 3, missing just up high to Yetter.
Company, they re-up through 2030. And I think because the Genius Sports is selling the data.
Top of the order coming up with Reynolds and then eventually
Which is why I kind of
Keister on deck.
doing these ads for
And that's going to be hit to center field. It is caught on a diving play. Almost fell for a blooper. Maya Tucker denies the freshman 2 away.
a couple months ago that there's a potential they were going to charge us to use the stat programs. So we're like, wait a minute, man, you're going to charge us to use a program that you're going to take our data and sell
2 away for the sophomore shortstop.
Right. So then they came back and they said there's no charge, but they're still going to sell our data.
Ball 1. Missing up high to Reynolds.
It's crazy though because you're going to have, like, if you're in a big school with basketball, difference
up the middle, and that is picked up by Martin. Make it a 1-2-3 inning, and the Bucks keep the Spartans quiet again. Bottom of the 5th when we come back.
That's you? Yeah.
Brand new inning for McGinnis and the Spartans. Welcome back to the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network for postseason softball action. All roads lead through Tampa. St. Leo have eliminated West Florida from regional play with an 8-1 victory. And later this afternoon, they're going to take on Auburn Montgomery. If St. Leo can win 2 in a row against the Warhawks, we've got a chance for a potential Tampa Derby or a guaranteed Sunshine State Conference Super Regional Showdown. One away, catch by Keister. If Barry wins, it'll still be a Sunshine State Conference Showdown between potentially the Lions and Bucks. But obviously, for those two, they've got a hard road. They need to win both of their next games. Barry needs to win this one and the next one against the Spartans. Tampa just needs to take one of two. If they win here, it would only be one of one. Strike one, low and in the zone. Rushed in for the bottom of the order for Barry. They'll roll around to 9-1-2, although the second batter might have to wait till the next inning. Throw to first. They got her. Good hustle on defense by Solt to get the throw to Yetter, 2 away. Harper Bunn back to the plate. The number 22 ready to go. A tied game here at the University of Tampa, bottom of the 5th. Barry have recorded 3 hits, Tampa 1 hit. They've also had an error on defense. Wicked changeup, 1-1 from McGinnis, who's picked up 2 more outs quite quickly. Cloudy skies at Tampa, but still a decent temperature day for softball. Fans from Barry and Tampa filled the stands. Regional play coming to a close. Fouled away. That's going to be floated to Russo. Gets it, fires, out number 3. 1-2-3 for Gwen McGinnis. McGinnis and Martin settling into a groove. Can either team break the momentum of the other? Top of the 6th, Tampa due up 1-2-3 when we come back. Brand new inning set to get underway. Martin continuing in the circle for the top of the Spartans order.
I do commentary all the time.
Keister drew a walk to start the game, had a line out back in the third, had to wait all the way to the sixth because that is just how efficient Alexis Martin has been. I've been trying to speculate who the team's ace has been, but maybe it's been Martin all along. That's ball one missing up high. Martin's had the most bullpen appearances. Well, actually not the most bullpen appearances for Barry, but 19 entering today for the season. Isabel Vera takes the cake with 23 for 2025. But this Barry team has had a very flexible rotation with 4 reliable arms. And Martin, very reliable in postseason play, 1-1 count. Cloudy skies at Tampa. The storm is brewing for both teams as they try to get something going on offense. But great defense has prevailed in the early stages of this game. I say early stages, however, because there's a chance this game could go the distance. This reminds me a lot of a matchup Tampa had against Alabama Huntsville a few years back. It ended up 17 innings, with Tampa eventually walking things off on a RBI double by Mariah Galehouse. Martin now in a 2-2 count to Keister. It feels like one run could be the difference maker for Game 1 of the regional finals. Outside ball 3, Keister gets a full count. St. Leo and Auburn Montgomery will feature later today at St. Leo's softball field. Tampa's also on the road there in terms of baseball against St. Leo, closing out a regular season. Last weekend, both Tampa baseball and Tampa softball hit 40 win tallies for the 2025 season. Keister rolled to second. That's going to be out number 1. Tampa hoping they can get their 43rd win of the year here, which would punch them a ticket to the Super Regional, where 2 more wins would take them to Chattanooga for the NCAA National Championships. But for now, it'll be Lauren Fantone with 1 away. Barry thinks similarly would need a 40-win season to make it to Chattanooga. They would need to win the 2 here and the 2 against the team from the other part of the region. That would get them the 41 wins if they could sweep their way through to the next round. 0-1 coming up. Outside 1-1.
Bump you up for tournament. You get 15 then.
1-1 on the way for Martin. Squared up for a bunt, but just missed. 1 out, 1-2 count.
Barry has... You're correct. I have no 3. Right.
Martin once more. Outside, 2-2, close one. Taking a look across regional play, there actually are 2 seeds eliminated from regional play at the moment. Tiffin and Southern Arkansas have both picked up 2 losses. Swing and a miss. 2 away now, Fantone goes down on strikes. The regional finals across some of the other regions. We see Central Oklahoma against Rogers State. Augusta, South Dakota against Missouri Southern. We've got SAG, Saginaw Valley taking on Drury. And Hillsdale taking on University of Indiana. We've got UT Tyler against Oklahoma Christian, as the count goes 1-0. West Texas A&M against Angelo State. Francis Marion and Wingate. North Georgia and Lenore Rhine. Cal State East Bay against Western Washington, and San Francisco State against Cal State San Marcos. Into the gap. Russo finds an extra base hit. A 2-out double for the Spartans. Standing safely as Russo in scoring position. First hit for Tampa since way early in the game. Here comes Mariah Galehouse. Looking for a heroic at-bat here to give Tampa the lead. They are knocking on the door of the Bucks. And that is a base hit that Tampa needed in the most important possible way. Pinch runner Joey Trawick will enter scoring position. They want to use a player who's slightly speedier around the base paths. Trawick has recorded 2 stolen bases this year, but she's definitely not going to try to steal third. Galehouse would certainly be slated as the Game 2 starter should Tampa need it. 0.65 ERA and a 15-2 record for the season. Picked up win number 15 of the season yesterday against the Sharks. As that'll be outside for ball 1. Galehouse went 6 2/3, almost a complete game distance. And apart from 2 runs in the top of the 7th, kept the Sharks off the scoreboard. I think those runs were unearned as the count goes 2-0. Her ERA has dropped to 0.65, which is the second best single-season ERA in Spartan history. Kayla Cox's legendary 2013 season stands above the rest, though, at 0.32, I believe. Martin on a 2-0 count to Galehouse. You don't want to give Galehouse a 2-0 count. I say this is experience as a Tampa commentator. And it looks like they're going to give her the free base. They're not going to challenge her as White set up far and away, and she's going to do the exact same thing. That's going to bring up Kenna Kreidler with 2 on and 2 outs. That's ball 4. Galehouse went up 2-0, and Barry said, let's try something new. Notably, what Barry did against Nova Southeastern in a tough situation in the 7th inning, they had runners at 2nd and 3rd, and they didn't intentionally walk the bases loaded to get a force out at home with 1 away. And it was the star batter for Barry who walked them off, and that was actually 2 days ago. So here instead, Barry do elect to walk Galehouse, but you go out of the frying pan and into the fryer. Kenna Kreidler hit the game-tying home run yesterday against Nova Southeastern, clearing the left field fence. And against Spring Hill, in the first game of the series, she almost took a home run to deep center field. It died at the warning track. Conference in the circle for Martin as she's ready to continue. And arguably Tampa's most dangerous hitter steps up. They've also got Abby Solt on deck. There is no easy at-bats from the 3, 4, 5, and 6 positions of this Spartans order. Martin gets ready. First pitch to Kreidler. Strike 1. That was the 3rd walk issued by Martin, although it was intentional to Galehouse. 0-1. Kreidler, deep to left field, back towards the corner. It is caught at the warning track. Just in foul territory, just in the glove of Malore. Martin escapes a 2-base runner jam. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th. All tied up in Namoli Family Stadium.
some conferences do it, some don't. But in coaches don't do it. And ours is
And we've got a brand new inning of softball ready to begin. Gwen McGinnis almost saw some run support come home, but a very deep fly ball by Kenna Kreidler landed in the glove of Malor. And that's going to bring her up to start the inning. Malor, Langley, Figueroa, hard of the order for Barry as we continue the action in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch on the way from Gwen McGinnis. Strike one, fastball going right down the middle. Malor is 0 for 2, had a pop out and a line out right to McGinnis last time. Flew foul into the bullpen. There is some activity in the bullpen. And imagine that's D. Simone because, Galehouse can't be warming up right now. That also might be Kelsey Winters. The 0-2 roll to first base. Soltz is there in time, 1 away. Langley to the plate now. Langley entering the tournament, hitting over 400 for her rookie season. Caught by Kreidler, 2 away. And that is going to send her average continuing to tumble. As similar to another player that's the number 99 in right field, has had a bit of a cold start to playoff play. I'm, of course, making an Aaron Judge comparison as the count goes to 2 outs for Figueroa. That'll be strike one. Figueroa going down 0-1 to open the at-bat. Popped up. Should be in play for Yetter. Make it a 1-2-3 inning for Gwen McGinnis. 6 scoreless after a shaky start yesterday. We're headed to the top of the 7th. Due up for you, Tampa. Solt, DeSimone, and Yetter. We'll be right back. Brand new inning beginning. Martin in the circle taking on Solt, DeSimone, and Yetter. Martin has been brilliant so far throughout the entirety of the postseason. 1 run surrendered and looking to close the door a little bit more. Well, 1 run surrendered until the final inning against Nova Southeastern when 3 got past her. That was because the Sharks rallied to try to keep their season alive. But Martin stranded the 4th and tying run in scoring position. I'm Taylor Storthy. You're watching NCAA Regional Softball. A win for the Spartans means they advance to the Super Regional. A win for Barry means we have an as-needed Game 7. The best game in sports. A winner-take-all Game 7. I believe, taking a look across the board, that there is only 1 other 5 seed still in regional play. Actually, there are 2 5 seeds still in regional play. Well, in terms of into the regional finals. There are 2 5 seeds that are still in the losers sort of elimination bracket portion of the tournament. Drury has made the regional final against Saginaw Valley. Solt has popped this one up. And it is caught by the first base player. Falling over. 1 away now for Soltz going down. Here comes Kate DeSimone. But a majority of 5 seeds have exited the tournament already. That'll bring up Kate DeSimone. That's going to be ball 1, opening the at-bat to DeSimone. Inside, that hits DeSimone. She had a foul ball in a similar spot earlier. This time gets on board with the first hit by pitch of the game for the Spartans. It looks like it might be Olivia Feldman stepping to the plate, pinch hitting for Hannah Yetter. Feldman, the sister of Mary Beth Feldman, the former Spartan ace, part of a dominant rotation last season, which saw DeSimone, Gwen McGinnis, Mariah Galehouse, and Mary Beth Feldman all together. There were no easy arms to face from Tampa, except if you were Mississippi College, apparently. Feldman ready to go, looking to advance the runner. Corner infield playing in. We'll see if she tries a bunt or swings away. Probably the latter. That's going to be ball 1 low and inside. Bunn has moved to the catcher position as Barry has moved to the DH position, I assume. I don't think White has had another at-bat since the change to Barry on offense. Rare situation where a pinch hitter actually leads to a change on defense. Ball 2, fastball missing away. Bunn with a good pickup. The 7th inning has been allergic for the Barry and other teams so far this weekend. Tampa hoping they can convert and get on the board. Here comes the 2-0. It's 3-0 missing away. Could see Feldman, the pinch hitter, get a free pass. And indeed, ball 4. Here comes Kenzie Reynolds to the plate with 2 on and 1 away. A bit of an anticlimactic pinch hit appearance, as we're going to see a call to the bullpen. Vera entering a high-leverage spot for Barry. And we'll be back with more action on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network from NCAA Regional Play. They've not an emergency, and they're going to bring in the fireman or firewoman. In the circle, it's Isabel Vera as we get ready to go Vera enters with a 1.74 ERA. Best ERA for the Berry pitching staff. It has acted as a high leverage reliever for the team to get out of tricky jams like this one. Alexis Martin will have her outing paused after 6 innings and 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Responsible for all the base runners. Her final line score for the moment, 6 1/3, 2 hits, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts on 97 pitches. Vera misses inside to Reynolds. Reynolds fouled down the line. They made another change. It's Kelsey Winters at the plate for the Spartans. Winters, the two-way player, gets the call off the bench. 10 RBIs this year for Winters. That's actually more than Kenzie Reynolds, so they're hoping that she'll have a clutch at bat here. Lined up the middle. That's going to get down in the outfield. Tampa sending the runner home. Throw to the plate. They got her. 2 away. Aggressive for Cantor on the base path. It does put 2 in scoring position as both runners advance 1 step further. But out at the plate, painful for the Spartans. Tampa's going to bring Reynolds back in as a pinch runner, I believe. And it'll be up to Lily Keister to try to bring another run home. Vera was able to get the second out on that double. Well, that single that turned into a runner at second. And they're going to have a quick conference in the circle before this next at bat. Risky base running from you, Tampa. But I think it's an important call as your offense hasn't been able to generate these many opportunities. They were hoping that it wasn't going to be fielded and thrown cleanly enough by Tucker. But she put that on a line, the home plate, right on target. On the senior, Lily Keister. A hit gives the Spartans the lead. And out brings us to the bottom of the 7th. Watching on the roof of that building across the street. I know it was sometimes hosting weddings and stuff. That's a great view of the ballpark, just like the West Thomas parking garage. Vera in the Berry defense ready to continue. They've got Reynolds at second, Feldman at third, Keister at the plate. Reynolds re-entering for Winters after that clutch pinch hit appearance. Reynolds, of course, being the defensive and pinch running replacement. Kid Tampa force Berry into last chance saloon with a hit from Keister. First pitch, fouled, 0-1. Keister 0 for 2 today, had a walk back in the first inning. There is a free base for Vera to put Keister as well, but that'll also bring up Lauren Fantone. Keister and Fantone not known for power, but they are known for getting on base, and that's exactly what Tampa needs here. They don't need a double into the gap. They need a blooper. They need an infield hit. They need something to bring the runner home from third. Vera needs to put out the fire, needs that final out, needs to get an out in play rather than just an out with a throw to home plate. Strike 2 to Keister. That was a good off-speed pitch on the outside corner. Still tied. 2 in scoring position. 2 outs. 2 strikes. The biggest playoff at-bat of the season for the Spartans. Biggest playoff at-bat of the season for the Bucks. Outside, ball 1. It can be very hard to take that pitch. Do you stay off speed? Do you go fastball if you're Vera? Do you swing if you're Keister? You have to be ready to protect. Grounded out and lined out in her first 2 tries. Lined foul. Outfield playing pretty shallow as well, not expecting anything too deep. Keister trying to hit it in the very shallow no man's land that exists now between the outfield and infield. 1 ball and 2 strikes for the Spartans' leadoff batter. Hit down the line and foul out of reach of Chamorro. That was in play. That could have been caught for out number 3. One, 2 to Keister, is protected well. Here's Vera. High for ball 2. These are the at-bats these teams live for. These are the at-bats that teams fight all spring for. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Keister. Line into left field. That is going to be caught, and Malore gets Barry out of the jam. Aggressive base running for the Spartans couldn't allow them to take the lead. And while they do put 2 on the table is left full. The Spartans left unsatisfied. Barry has a chance to walk things off in the bottom of the 7th. Still 0-0 through 6.5. We'll be back with more action on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Chamorro leads off for the Bucks. McGinnis continues in the circle. Tampa had a huge opportunity in the top of the 7th, but couldn't convert. The Spartans need 3 outs to take things to extras. Barry needs 1 run. There's ball 1 outside from Gwen McGinnis. Barry, being the home team for this matchup, gives them a pretty noticeable advantage. They get a chance to walk things off, and they will have the bottom of the inning no matter what happens. Strike 1 in the outside corner. McGinnis has had 6 shutout innings with 3 strikeouts and 3 hits surrendered. She has recently done a good job of keeping Barry off the base path. Barry went down in order in the 5th and 6th innings as the count goes 1-2. Chamorro did single last time. That was the last hit the Barry Bucks were able to muster. She's the only player with multiple hits today. And did she go? Yes, she did. Strike 3. 4 strikeouts for Gwen McGinnis. 1 away in the bottom of the 7th. Game 2 today from St. Leo will be starting in about 30 minutes time. Auburn Montgomery and the St. Leo Lions fighting in the regional final. If the Warhawks win, they will advance. If the St. Leo Lions win, it'll be Game 7 on Sunday. The reason that St. Leo is behind is because weather ultimately prevented St. Leo and West Florida from facing off in the elimination bracket final last night. So that's going to miss outside 1-1. Tipped foul 1-2. McGinnis ahead in the count. McGinnis has been locked in the circle. Exactly what Barry hasn't needed at this stage. Barry needed to make a call to the bullpen for Vera. I imagine she'll be back for the top of the 8th if we get there. Outside, ball 2 from McGinnis. McGinnis still feels like she's got a lot of energy. She only had 1 out pitched against the Sharks yesterday. That's going to be flown to left field, but not super deep. Fantone's got time and makes the catch. 2 outs now for Stone Fulmar. Chandler Berry back in the game now, as actually it was Stone Fulmar just flying out. She stayed in the game for White as the DH, swing and a miss, strike 1. Bunn moved to the catcher position. Outside, ball 1. Chandler Berry back at the plate. Still a tied game.
We have no idea. Our
And the bottom of the 7th is going to continue. Chandler Berry with the clutch single to put the winning run on the base path for Berry. They need the bottom of the order to move that runner across. It'll be Tucker and Rushton due up. Pinch runner potentially. They're going to try to bring someone fast on the base path. And now replacing Barry Chandler, or Chandler Berry, it's going to be Shelby Pravate. White was replaced full-time by Chandler Berry earlier in the game. And now Pravate is going to enter as a pinch runner. 3 for 6 on stolen base tries for Pravate. With 2 outs, I wonder if Berry's going to get aggressive. Tucker squares up. That's a perfectly placed bunt in front of home plate. Kreidler's throw, not in time. Runner gets the scoring position. Big bunt for a hit for Berry. Here comes Rushton. Outfield going to play shallow now. Winning run halfway home. But all Tampa needs is one more out. And Coach Cantor headed out to the circle to talk things over for the Spartans defense. Had a feeling that Berry might try a bunt. All Tampa needs is a final out to get McGinnis out of the jam. Back-to-back hits for the first time today for the Bucks. It's Gwen McGinnis ready to go against Brooklyn Rushton. The senior looking to take us to game 7. Ball 1 missing down low. The clouds forming in the sky over U Tampa, but the weather's still nice. Strike 1, good location in the inside corner. A real feel of 99 despite the weather. The action heating up with a 1-1 count. Rushton popped up into left field. Fantone tracking, makes the catch. We've got free softball at the Namoli Family Stadium. 7 scoreless innings for both. Due up for the Spartans, it's Fantone, Russo, and Galehouse when we come back on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Here we go, the brand new inning. Top of the 8th from U Tampa. Neither team has gotten on the board yet. It feels like the first team to score is going to be the first team to take the win. Tampa has the difficult job. They are the road team. If they score, they need a scoreless bottom half of the inning as well. Berry have the easy job. If they score in the bottom half of the inning and they're not trailing, they'll walk off the Spartans. They got 2 runners in the previous frame, but Rushton couldn't bring them home. Vera continues in the circle for a bullpen appearance. Flared to left field, but Milor's there, 1 away. It's the heart of the order for the Spartans. Alex Russo, Mariah, Galehouse, Kinna, Kreidler, Abby Soltz, the next 4 for U Tampa. This is their heart of the order, the best chance they've got for getting base runners and scoring. Let's see what they can do. First pitch from Vera. Strike one. Russo fouled. Chamorro watches it roll out of play. Two strikes to Russo. She doubled in the sixth. Tampa's had runners in scoring position in both of the previous innings, but haven't been able to convert. Swing and a miss. Chasing the off-speed offering. 2 away for Vera and the Bucks defense. Here comes Mariah Galehouse. Tampa needs a hero at the plate in the postseason. Could Galehouse deliver? 0 for 3 today. Drew a walk. Well, 0 for 2 today. Drew a walk last time. Corners playing somewhat in. Ball one outside. Vera, a super effective reliever for Barry this season. Doesn't strike out too many. Did get a strikeout that time. The Bucks order will be the top half of their order coming up. Bunn, Malore, and Langley as the count goes 2-0. Game 2 scheduled to start at 1:30, but depending on how long this game goes, or, of course, depending on the result, might be later or might not happen. Chamorro makes the catch. Side retired. 1-2-3 inning for Vera. Barry's top of the order due up. 1 run for the Bucks to win it. We're still tied 0-0. Here we go with Gwen McGinnis, out for her 8th inning in the circle. All tied up at U Tampa. It's the bottom of the 8th. Bunn leads off for Barry. She moved from the DH to the catcher position halfway through the matchup. Strike one from Gwen McGinnis. McGinnis's pitch count is in the triple digits. Tampa have options ready if they need to make a call to the bullpen. They've got DeSimone. They've got Mariah Galehouse. Ball one missing up high from McGinnis. Tampa's in a good position. If they lose here, they'll still have a chance later today to try to advance to South Super Regional. But they would like to win here and not put themselves in pressure of being eliminated. Barry, meanwhile, need to win here. They need a walk-off victory. It would have to be a walk-off at this stage since now we're in extra innings. And that is just to keep their season alive. They'd have to then beat the Spartans again. That's out of play for Fantone. 1-2. Barry were able to get some late offense in that 7th inning, getting their 4th and 5th hits of the day. McGinnis has remained stellar, though, in the circle, not giving up any walks so far. That's going to be floated to left field and caught by Fantone. The command issues had gone completely away from McGinnis after it was a bit shaky to open up against Nova Southeastern, where she walked in a run and hit a batter. But this is the recovery and what we expect from the Sunshine State Conference Pitcher of the Year. Malore who made a couple of important catches out in left field, ready to go at the plate. Bunt. Kreidler's there, fair ball, and that ball gets to the outfield, but Galehouse backs her up. Go-ahead run, winning run at first. Notably, very important stop there by Galehouse, getting behind the first base player, or of course on that play it was the second base player of Yetter. If she wasn't there and that ball gets further away, that puts the runner on second and third with one away, which is a lot scarier than this position. Langley looking for a clutch moment here. Winning run at first. First pitch from McGinnis. Squares up, strike one. I think Barry will try to bunt the runner over for a hit to try to win the game. Russo playing in. Soltz will move in too. Ball one, missing high. McGinnis working quickly. She's set to go. Langley set to go. Rolled up the middle. Reynolds is there. Bobbled. Can't be picked up at second. Soltz is there to make sure the ball doesn't get away. One out, two aboard. That one not cleanly picked up by Reynolds was a potential double play ball. It also wasn't scooped up by Yetter on the other end. Cantor headed out to the circle to talk things over with McGinnis, just to try to get the defense refocused. Figueroa and Chamorro, two dangerous power batters stepping up to the lineup now.
Oh no, it is 6.
McGinnis in trouble, needs a great escape here. Tampa generated a similar spot in the previous inning. Moved runners to second and third. And by previous inning, I mean top of the seventh. They were held quiet in the top of the eighth. Bottom of the eighth, one out, two on, tied up. Winning run at second, an extra run at first. Strike one right down the middle. A little bit of zip on that McGinnis fastball. She knows that this might be her final outing of regional play. She'd have to make an appearance in the bullpen if the game went to number 2. It would definitely be a Galehouse start. Breaking ball in the dirt, good block by Kreidler. Figueroa 0 for 3 today. Popped up. This is in play, and it is caught by Abby Solt. Second out. The Spartans need one more to escape, but the red-hot Chamorro is going to step up. She's got 2 hits so far, 2 of the 6 for the Barry offense. The previous play ruled in error, so they don't have the 7th hit yet. She has won the battle against McGinnis for the most part. Last time around, she was retired via strikeout. First pitch, hit to Yetter. Can't get to it. Ball gets the outfield. Sending the runner home. Safe. We will see you later today. A sayonara shot by Chamorro, capping off a 3-hit performance. Just out of reach of Hannah Yetter. And at 1:30 p.m., it's Game 7 for the South Region title. McGinnis takes her 3rd loss of the season, although none of the 1 run she surrendered is earned at all off the errors. Barry, with 2 away and 2 aboard, convert for a walk-off base hit. The Bucks improve to 38-19. Tampa falls to 42-9. Well, we've got 7 more coming up later today. We'll see you shortly on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.